They told me that they were out of cars in zone 3, which is the compact zone. So they're sending me to zone 2, which is the mid-size zone. And it looks like even the zone 2 is pretty dang sparse. Looks like we've got a Tesla, which I'm not gonna fool with. And let's see. Oh, it's all electric cars. I don't know about that. All right, so the Tesla that I said I wasn't gonna mess with turned out to be this thing, which is not a Tesla at all. It's actually a Prius. And it was the only car left in zone 2. And it's not fully electric. It does take gas, so I won't get stranded anywhere. So I guess this is fine. I did have difficulty attempting to start the vehicle. That was a struggle for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am now learning about the shifter. We have not made it out of P. So quite the learning curve with this one here. I did consult the lady walking around who works for Hertz about it, and she said the Prius is the best one. I'm not sure what context she meant in, but we got it. So we're gonna see if we can't navigate our way out of the Hertz here. But this is a pretty advanced vehicle for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, status update number 1. We are ready, according to this green light on the dashboard. Not sure what that means, but I like the fact that it's there. It's very reassuring. So this car, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, it's not exactly a BMW 3 Series in like the steering feel department. It feels like there's about 3,000 pounds of pure lead over in front of the front axle in this car. And it's a little bit wonky. The steering's kind of wonky. The ride is okay. It's not great. The interior quality is okay. You know, not great. Like it's well put together, but then some of the plastic down here is like, yeah. But the main thing that I can say so far is, so this is like, I don't know, it's like a hybrid or something. I don't know. It's part electric, I guess. But it's got a gas engine. And the reason I can tell that it's got a gas engine is because I can hear it. It sounds like an angry wombat on its way to a dialysis appointment. The gas engine in this car is not like a work of beauty. The other thing I've learned so far is, even though I'm from Atlanta, I'm here in Richmond, Virginia. These people drive even more dickish than, honestly, just about anywhere. But, so that's status update number 1, I guess. All right, so I thought I would take this opportunity. This is just about the first time in the past couple days that somebody has not been absolutely riding my ass. So this is the Prius. I believe it is currently attempting to win a Guinness World Record for most horizontal windshield. Yeah, you could set your coffee on it, and I don't think it would slide off. So this car, the handling, the steering, it's kind of wonky. The legroom is excellent. The front seats are okay. The steering wheel does not tilt or telescope enough. I would like it to come more toward me. And also, the rim of the steering wheel is constantly hiding the gauges. Like I never have any idea. This whole gauge cluster, it's a very nice gauge cluster, or gauge screen, whatever it is. It's not visible at any time due to the steering wheel rim. So that right there kind of makes the car feel not quite as well thought out. The ride of this car is flinty, it's rubbery, this car kind of tosses you around. The stereo, there's not a whole lot to it. It's kind of a weakling. Here's what I'll say about this, and it starts from the exterior looks to the drivetrain, which is hybrid, to the way it drives, to the way it's put together, to the way it is inside. This car, to me, is sort of the Japanese compact car, kind of jumping the shark a little bit, kind of just progressing to a point past all of the things that originally made them great. I had crab cakes from that place last night. It's called Peanuts. I don't know why it's called Peanuts, but not a whole lot of food for the money, but it is really good. So, where was I going with this? So, Japanese small cars sort of made a name for themselves because they were simple, they were straightforward, and they got the basics right. They were high quality, and they felt pleasing to use. This car is less simple. It is less straightforward. It has got a hybrid drivetrain, which by its very nature is just more complicated, and it has more stuff and it has more weight than just a straight up gas engine. So by just that fact alone, it just is a little bit beyond the old, compact, simple Japanese car archetype with its little 4-cylinder gas engine, right? Your old Corollas, your Camrys, your Civics, and so forth. And then you've got the styling. It's trying to be a Tesla. And also it's very, very like overly trying to be aerodynamic, which also leads me around to another point. This car is not very isolated. It's kind of rubbery, it's kind of flinty. There is a tremendous amount of road noise. And actually there's more wind noise. There's definitely there's road noise, there's wind noise, there's engine noise, there's pretty much every form of noise. It's just a noisy little critter. And that's largely because, you know, they try to make the hybrids, they sort of try to hypermile these, right? So they do everything from the factory to really pump up your miles per gallon number, right? So that you're sort of getting even more out of the fact that it's a hybrid, I guess. So the styling is kind of out there. It's, you know, because it's a hybrid, it's kind of derivative. This car is clearly trying to make you think it's like a Tesla or something. The ride quality is kind of all over the place. You've got all this weight from this crazy hybrid drivetrain. I shouldn't say crazy. It's just more, there's more to it than a gas engine. You've got all this weight over the front axle, which makes the steering kind of wonky. So the car is, and plus then they're cutting all the sound deadening and crap out to save weight because it's a hybrid. So that makes the driving experience a little bit less enjoyable. The control scheme versus the very nice Corolla that you saw me have down in Florida. The control scheme on this car is purposely obtuse. The shifter is purposely obtuse with the push button start and the very, you know, futuristic gauge cluster that you can never see because it's behind the steering wheel rim. And it's like, is this the same Toyota that, you know, made that little Corolla? And it is. This is just another quiver, or it's another arrow in Toyota's small car quiver. We're stopping at McDonald's. This and the Corolla are two different small cars, both made by the same company to serve totally different markets. And they don't have to be as different as they are. The fundamental difference is that this one has got the hybrid drivetrain. But what they do is they take it steps further than that, right? They style it up to be weird. They make the control scheme weird. They cut all of the sound deadening out. And to where now you've got, versus the Corolla, which is something that I really like and respect, and it's just that simple, naturally aspirated, 4-cylinder, basic Japanese car that does all the basics really right. Even the inside of this thing is cheaper than the Corolla, again, to save weight, because again, it's a hybrid, right? So it's like, if it was me, and I like hybrids and I believe in them, they're probably not really for me personally, but I do not have a problem with them. If it was me personally, I would probably be more inclined to buy a hybrid version of a regular model car as opposed to a hybrid only version, or like a hybrid only model like the Prius, because I just feel like they take it a little bit too far with this stuff. And they just kind of go beyond past what's always made like your Corollas and your Civics and stuff great. That's, I guess that is my overarching opinion of this thing. It's, it's a compact Japanese car trying a little too hard to leap into the future with the hybrid stuff. And they really, I like the Corolla better. And I just think that these cars are better when they kind of stick to the basics, if you will. 2 Big Macs, extra mac sauce. Can you believe this? Who would park like a jerk? I think Virginia's rubbing off on me.